So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the very last session of the 2020, the great premiere of the wehorse online festival. We are delighted to have Ingrid Klimke on stage, and we are going to talk about Cavaletti-training. Good evening to Münster, Germany. Ingrid.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you on. We have people from all around the world now tuning into the session. We have people from Ohio, US. We have Vancouver, we have Australia, we have Singapore, South Africa. So the world is united now at the wehorse online festival, and we are very pleased now to have Cavaletti-training on our plate. And you, Ingrid, are a world champion and Olympic champion, the reigning double European champion in show jumping. You have been honored by the German Riding Federation with Riding Master. And you are, and that is something special for all the experts covering the Olympic equestrian scene as well. You are at the very same time in the dressage and eventing squad of the German National Federation. And of course, everyone that knows you, you are focusing on the classical way of schooling horses. And now we are going to talk about gymnasticization of horses, especially with Cavalettis. And before we hand the torch over to you, we have a couple of impressions actually in terms of your philosophy. So let's start with a video to jump right into it. How does it look like at your stable?
My father always said to me, ride for your own pleasure. I always get pleasure when my horses become more beautiful through work and have learned to react on subtlest of aids. Whether it's cross-country, in the dressage arena, or show jumping, the basis for success is a happy, relaxed, and motivated horse. We strengthen our horses, maintain their health, and encourage their natural movement through regular gymnasticizing over Cavaletti. Their basic gaits improve. Simply stepping higher over Cavaletti develops rhythm, impulsion, expression, and cadence. For jumping, the horse learns to judge its takeoff and improves its coordination and balance. Its strength, stamina, reflexes, and skills are all improved by building up its training systematically. It will also be trained to think, to be attentive, and self-sufficient. Cavaletti work adds variety to everyday training and gives pleasure to both horse and rider. I'd like to show you the appropriate equipment for Cavaletti training. I particularly like these Cavaletti because it consists of 2 foam blocks and a wooden pole. The wooden pole is secured firmly into the blocks. If I move one side, then the other side moves with it. This makes them really easy to handle. It's important that the poles should be made of wood, since if the horse touches the Cavaletti, he should feel it and learn from it and pay attention to his feet. There's no risk of the horse injuring himself with foam blocks if he runs out. To begin with, I like to put a Cavaletti along the side to serve as a boundary. Here too, nothing can happen if the horse tries to run out and jump over it. With these very visible white section in the center, it's easy for the rider to see the Cavaletti from a distance and prepare his or her approach. If I want to ride on the inside or outside track, I can also find my line early on, thanks to these narrow white stripes. The lowest height is for work in walk or trot. The middle height is for work in trot and early canter work. For work in canter, I always use the top Cavaletti height, as then the horse really develops the canter stride, and that can be used to good advantage in dressage work. When training for jumping, I can easily build up the Cavaletti one on top of each other. This is where weight also plays a part. What I mean is that I can carry the Cavaletti by myself, so that reorganizing them is quite simple, and I don't need to have several people around to do it. If a horse touches a Cavaletti when jumping, it falls over easily. It isn't so tightly in place that the horse would really injure itself. Poles lying on the ground have a disadvantage. If the horse touches the pole can roll away. If working over a line of several poles, then the horse has no chance of stepping over them without risk. Here, the distances remain the same. If the horse touches the Cavaletti, it won't move, so the horse can finish the exercise without any problems.
So Ingrid, over to you. We have gathered some videos where we now deep dive into your philosophy and especially in Cavaletti training.
Super. I'm waiting for the first horse coming. This is one of my favorite mares, White Dune. She's 11 years old now, and this was a demonstration at the Equitana last year. We wanted to show how to start with the Cavaletti. First, you ride long rein on the buckle, so she can look around, get familiar to the atmosphere, and always start to introduce the horse with the Cavaletti, with one Cavaletti, and then gradually you build 1, 2, 3, until finally the horse steps over 4 Cavaletti. You see, she looks. So when she looks to the Cavaletti, the horse looks down, and that's what we want. We want from the beginning on stretching, that the horse stretches forward downwards. So when I approach the Cavaletti, the horse takes the head down, is looking, oh, what's coming there? And I, as a rider, try to really approach the middle. So you see the white middle is coming. Nose goes forward, forward, downwards. And in the end, we have 4. I particularly like to only use 4 Cavaletti in a row, because if something happens, the horse can easily jump over it, and with one big step or with one canter stride, and can always happen that they stumble, there's something, and they get easily out without being hurt. When you walk, when the horse comes out of the stall or from the pasture, always take your time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes walk. And if you have the Cavaletti in a walking distance in your ring, you can use these 10 minutes to interest the horse, to have the rhythm. What's very important, that from the beginning you have in your mind, you want to start with the rhythm, with a supple horse, which is stepping from behind over the back, forward, downwards. So afterwards, you pick up the reins and start your trot. I think we do it again from the other side, because it's important that the horse comes from one direction and then from the other direction, until finally you feel it's easily stepping in the rhythm one by one. It's good if you adjust the distance to the particular walk for your individual horse length, as wide as you can, but still supple. Then you start your rising trot, and you can rise over the Cavaletti in trot, active working trot, from behind, over the back, stretching into your hand. And your aim is that the horse is chewing the rein through your hand and is really supple. So you use circles and serpentines. Now when you're on the circle, like here on the left hand, I come with my left leg into your outside hand, and always give with your inside. So the horse feels the way is free. You can go forward, downwards. Now look at her ears. She's looking what's there to find the right distance, and then actively stepping. She's an event. She's a lovely jumper. and a wonderful mare in cross country. From her conformation, her hind leg is not as quality as a dressage horse in the way of stepping energetic forward under the center of gravity. So when I use a Cavaletti, they ask her to use the legs higher than she would normally do. So I get muscles which I normally wouldn't reach. And that's what I want, that the horse builds muscle on the hind end, and that's where it gets a strong back and then into your hand, from behind into your hand. So you see what we do here. We leave one out, what means you have 3, one pole left and the other one. So the horse must think and look, especially with horses who do it often. It's quite good if you say, I do 3 and 1, or you have the other option that you say, I do 2 and 2, and have a variety. So the horse must think, and either the horse goes a little bit more forward or slows a little bit more down. It depends on the length of step the horse is trotting over the poles. And always make sure that you have soft contact. Here you see it. 1, 2, 1 in between, and 1, 2 in the rhythm. When the Cavaletti are on the straight line, you as a rider are responsible to always to also watch out that you have a straight line. So you look early enough. That's why the wide middle, you can from far away see, this is my point, and then downwards. Good girl. So there she put a small step in because she realized that she had to adjust to find the perfect stepping to come into the 4 Cavaletti. After you have introduced the horse to the Cavaletti on straight lines, more valuable it is if you put the Cavaletti on the circle line, because then you can work on your bending and on your flexion. So you put them on the circle line, trot once around so you know the right direction and can ride a proper circle. And then you turn and keep turning over the Cavaletti. That every step the horse is turning, lifting, really turning, lifting, and you get the inside very supple and very loose. When the horse wants to stretch a bit more, then you always give or pet her or show her, this is what I want. You look at the muscle, look at the neck muscles. She's really stretching, and that's exactly the muscles we need later when the horse is in the working phase in self-carriage. So before we can do this, we have to really give her a chance to let the range chew through your hand, and the hind legs are much higher than before. And now we see the working phase with a quality dressage horse, because this is my favorite stallion, Franciscus. And we have now the trot, Cavaletti on the circle. And you see we trot over the Cavaletti, and on the opposite side, half vault, 1 walk step, and trot out. Well, you see that still the contact is not very steady, but I want to have it more steady. So here he has to work high activity from behind. And now I have to really say, sit, 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 come with my leg and out again. So here I came again with my leg because I want the reaction a little bit more quicker, that he step by step comes back, takes the energy into the transition to trot again. So here is his gymnastic. And now it's my way to get a very sensitive and easy, that was much better, into my hand from behind over the back. This is a perfect transition. And these little half walls is one of the really most important keys to influence your horse, to ride your horse with very sensitive aids, because you have to use them every time you change gear, every time you want to prepare a movement, a lecture, whatever you do with the soft half halls, you can get the horse sitting much more on the hind legs over the back into your hand. Oh, this is quite quite a funny picture. I like it more when it's moving. And we worked on the right side. Now we see how his left side is working. We want bending and flexion on the left side. We do the same thing again. Step by step, come back. Yes. Did you see how good his hind legs worked under the center of gravity? And you can also do then later another exercise that you trot over the poles, halt on the opposite, and trot on. So you right away have halt, trot, halt, trot. Unfortunately, we cannot do every exercise, so we keep going with the Canter Cavaletti. The introduction is on the straight line, like we saw before in trot. And then to collect the canter, to get the canter more uphill and watch especially his inside hind leg. When he canters over the Cavaletti, the inside hind leg really jumps from the ground, and we need this active quality high jump, especially when you smaller the circle, right into the circle, have the horse really bend, flex, and up and high, and keep them nice as much and as high in the air as you can. So then you smaller the circle and change to the other hand. And the same thing, we always want to make sure that we work the horse on both hands, that we strengthen them on both hands. Like I always say, every horse has a chocolate side. So we start with the chocolate canter and then go to the canter, change where the horse is a little bit, takes it maybe a little bit more difficult, or it takes a little bit more time until he really is supple and gives in. So here I work on the left side, that he's a little bit more loose in the pole and flex a little bit more. And here it's his work. Yes. And then I can take a little, come with my leg and give again, to always with this little half horse try to get him supple and smooth. We have some jumping exercises for sure. Not only the dressage horses and dressage riders like the poles. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strides, 90 meters, 2 Cavaletti on the long side. And we try to vary the strides, like it was 5 here. And now we see what she's doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. And then next time you can ask to collect the canter a little bit more. On the long side already, use the corner, set the horse up, that the rhythm for the 6 strides is already perfect before you jump the first Cavaletti. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looked in this rhythm, nice rhythm, but then he switched lead afterwards. So you have to really refresh the left canter to make sure that the horse keeps it before the jump and after the Cavaletti. Now let's see what the other hand is doing. This was at the Ingrid Klimke Symposium we did a few years ago, and a very nice young rider, Johanna Schulze-Thier, and she tries to collect him even more and see how many strides she can fit in. Collect, 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 keep him straight, wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh, he disunited the canter. Instead of taking more weight and collect, he tried to switch lead and avoid it. So now we fresh up one more time. Open up, forward, and then collect, because through these transitions, you have the horse much more energetic from behind. Do another vault before, or not. Collect, collect, collect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we are. And a little buck afterwards. She made it and controlled the canter. So now trot and pet him and give him a nice pet to thank him that he was such a hard trier from the 5 to the 7. We always want to go fast in cross country. We want to win the jump off. So it's important that you can also open up the stride. Now let's see what she's doing in a forward rhythm. Land, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and make sure you change over the Cavaletti. And now I'm sure she's even speeding up more and thinks she's in cross-country move now. Light seat, right forward through the turn. She's looking early enough and really goes for it. 1, 2, 3. You see, now we and a little bug afterwards. Unfortunately, the arena is nearly too small. And this was a good exercise on the straight line. Before now, we start a circle work. We have Greta, my daughter, with her wonderful mare Zuma Bay. And when we start on the circle, we first only jump 2 Cavaletti. And while we jump the 1 Cavaletti, we look already to the next. And change rein, do the same thing on the other hand. Walk and pet. And now, same exercise. First start only with 2 Cavaletti. We see this Cavaletti and go behind the next, look early enough, jump the next and look to the next. Here we are. Walk and pet him. Good boy. Always tell the horse when he's done something good. Thank you. You're on the right way. The next exercise is we use the inside wide strap and go for the 3, or you can go for the 4 on the outside and ride it in a square. See what Greta is doing next. This was at the Ingrid Klimke lecture at the Equitana, so it was quite hot, so Zuma Bay was quite much sweating, and it was very excited. She was just 6 years old. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's nearly riding a corner there, you see, straight over the Cavaletti, and then a corner. And when you have done it 1 or 2 rounds, pet her, say thank you, and good girl, finish. The most difficult exercise is to put 2 sections with 3 strides and 2 with 4 strides. So you can really play with saying forward for the 3, go out for the 4. And focus, concentration, 1, 2, 3, out for the 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 1, 2, 3, out for the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I would write out now, but she still keep going. Okay, 4 and 3. Out, 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 finish. No, she keeps going. It's a really fun exercise, so don't worry. When it's going well, you want to keep going forever, and then you have to say thank you. There's another interesting exercise. Here we have the serpentine. It's 3 serpentines. And we start first only with 1 loop. Here we have the 3. And look early enough. And we ride the loop with 4 strides. Left canter, change to right canter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change to left canter. Every time you jump over Cavaletti, you want to change your lead. You will see it here again. Left canter and change. 1, 2, 3, change. Oh, looks like a fall. I think it was a little bit big, this loop. See here again, and slow motion. Hopefully we see it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and change. So you want to sit in the new direction and give the canter 8 in the new direction, so the horse knows exactly, we want to change and change the stride, the canter, and stay in the nice rhythm. There was 3. That was a correction from the ones before where I missed the 3. Now we do the whole loop together. 3 strides and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, good girl. So when you have the horse so supple and so smooth, you have another option with this exercise, because you go on the straight line, keep the horse absolutely straight, and leave one stride out. So the first will be the 2 strides. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, a little bit moving to the right, I saw that. You have to try to keep the horse absolutely straight. This is one of my really favorite exercises, the in-out, because you can ride it with any horse. I mean, with any horse, also very good for the dressage horses, because you do bounce, and the bounce, one on the ground, bounce, one on the ground, and start with only 2 cavaletti and 1 bounce, you see here, and 1 pull on the ground. It's an exercise to keep always the same rhythm, and the horse should canter in the canter rhythm, just stride by stride, and not change his outlook, his confirmation, and not change his outlook in the way of from behind over the back. So you don't need to have a quality jumper. It's also a very good exercise for the dressage horses who need to use the back and jump really with his hind legs in the canter actively. This was Celia, one of my fastest eventers I ever have had. When you did your hill work, she was really always the first on the top of the hill waiting for the rest coming. But you see her back is a little bit long, so it was very important that we have from behind the connection into your hand, and she's using her body, her back. I like to really build it step by step. So you have it out, down, and out, and an out. So 6 in outs, and in between leave 1 out. And to thank you, let the range chew through and give her a big pat and try to show her. We always finish with the stretching after you have done it in such nice rhythm. Another grid is to have the jump in the middle and 2 in out. See, in out, 1 stride, vertical, and in out afterwards. What happens after the jump is as important as your entrance or at the canter before the jump, because you want to have always the same rhythm to approach the next horse in the jumping course. So you try to school your horse always rhythm, jump, and between you let her stretch. You saw that now the 2 cavaletti are on top of each other, so we build the vertical a little bit higher. Let's see what she's doing. And collect afterwards. Don't run away after the jump. Try really to collect and stay in a really round, supple canter. To finish, let her stretch really through. Thank you, pet her. What you also can do is, instead of 3 meters for a bounce, you make 1 stride in between. What means cavaletti, 1 stride, jump, 1 stride, and absolutely straight. So for eventing, it's important that you're always able to really have your horse totally between your seat, your leg, into your hand. So whatever narrow jump is coming, corner is coming, you can do it. See how nice she's looking? Now we have an oxer. Instead of the vertical, we put 4 cavaletti together and have a little oxer. And we do the same thing from the other hand. Always use both directions, 1 stride, nice oxer, and afterwards straight. And thank you, pet her. Use the left hand. Wait. Okay, now we did it as a vertical, and ask her to come a little bit more back. You see it here. Collect a little bit more. Wait. Then give her the freedom to look forward, oxer, and afterwards, in balance, keep your canter rhythm. So you can have a variation of either vertical or oxer, come from the left side to the right side, land on the left side or on the right side, and later you put all the cavaletti away and only ride the oxer and try to keep in this nice rhythm, canter. This is one of my favorite jumpers, Parmenides. Rhythm, one stride, rhythm, one stride, oxer. And then slow down again after the oxer in balance. So land on the forehand, one stride, right away in balance. Yes. He was such a fast horse. It was really pure fun because you just press in the stirrup and he was looking to the fence, next fence coming. Always ears in front, really enjoys jumping. I'm so sure that every horse has one thing what he loves most, and he really loved to go fast, bold, and to always buckling, shaking his head. Whenever I jumped on him and he saw the first jump coming, I knew he is on fire. And with him...
Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, Ingrid.
Are you on fire as well?
I am on fire as well because we now have a clip that also shows how much fun you guys have at the stables, because it's not only you and your employees, it's also the entire Klimke family that is actually a part of the philosophy, and we prepared a little clip that actually exemplifies that.
Okay. This is Greta, my today nearly 18-year-old daughter, and we have the kids' afternoons playing around with the dogs, ponies, jumping the cavaletti. Even the dogs have to try. My mother Ruth is taking them on hand, and sometimes somebody takes off. Ooh, this is little Philippa, and this is Bobby. Also, Bobby is a good. And Braxy with Carmen. We learned from Linda how to use the neck ring. Somebody wants to take a little nap between? Oh, we ride with our race. Always the dogs watching. So who wants to join the fun group in the afternoon now?
Yeah, I wish we all could join the Klimke crew now. For all of those that can't do that, we have many courses, many online courses with you, especially when it comes to Cavaletti training. But on top of that, many other topics, a huge variety of your philosophy and also your daily work and the way you school horses. Here we have taken out one of the sample courses, one of our landmark courses with you. It is Cavaletti-training on wehorse.com. There you'll find more info, more exercises, step-by-step instructions, and so forth. And if you wish to join, we do have a coupon code out at the moment exclusively for you as a participant of the wehorse Online Festival. It is, of course, Online Festival 2020. If you redeem that in the checkout, you get 33% off our yearly subscription. So, Ingrid, I suggest we jump right into questions, and we have a flood of questions, I must say. And so I hope you are ready for the first one. Ingrid, are you still there? Oh, Ingrid seems to be frozen. Oh no. We wanted to jump right into it. Ingrid at the moment is frozen. Okay, that is not a problem. We're going to bring her right back in. And as you know, you can drop your question in the Ask a Question box at the bottom of the page. There you can now use the time wisely actually to submit your question, because Ingrid will be right back. Because one thing is for sure, we know that she has a stable internet connection. And for that reason, she will be right back. And also, we will dissolve the raffle. So who is going to win a handmade and personally fitted Stubborn saddle? That is also one of the big questions we are going to answer tonight from whoever or from wherever you are watching the wehorse Online Festival. We have people from Australia, Singapore, we have the United States, of course, on, and also Hawaii with Linda Tellington-Jones and many more. So please stay on the on this session, and we will bring Ingrid just shortly back in, as we are now having here time for you to submit a question. So question number 1 is at the moment, what exercises do you do to strengthen your core muscles? That is basically a question that relates to the rider. Then we have, how do I encourage my horse to carry properly Oh, now I lost the question. Whatever, there are plenty of questions. We are working on Ingrid to come back. Time for us actually to do the raffle. And we have amazing prizes. And at this point, I would like to thank our partners. It is Stubborn Saddles from Germany with an amazing prize. It is a handmade and personally fitted saddle. And then we have helmets by UVEX, we have breeches by Rider's Choice, and we have in total 20 yearly subscriptions for wehorse. Those are the prizes, and the winner of the saddle is from the United States of America. Again, belated Happy Independence Day, and congratulations to Marilyn Davey. We will contact you. You will receive an email from us with all the instructions. Ingrid is meanwhile coming back again. Time for us to look at the next one. And it is from UK, the United Kingdom, Great Britain, Devonshire. It is Alison. Congratulations. You will receive a UVEX helmet. And then for the breeches that have been presented by Rider's Choice, we have 3 in total, 3 winners. And I hope I pronounced this correctly, and I already apologize. It is Karina Poikajärvi. I assume you are from Finland. Then we have Jennifer Crowell, and we have Abigail McDormand. You are the 3 ladies that will get breeches from Rider's Choice. And then we have 20 yearly subscriptions from wehorse. And those are Courtney, Jane, Irene, Angela, Laura, Susan, Sally, Sandy, Elizabeth, Amber, Bonnie, Nikki. Then we have Sam. I think you are the only guy, Sam. Then we have Maria, we have Carol, we have Jane, Sue, Jessica, Clara, and Tammy. You guys are the ones that receive a yearly subscription from wehorse. All of you will be emailed by us, so probably you will not get an email today. You will get an email tomorrow by us, or on Tuesday, and then we will manage everything that you will receive those amazing prizes. And at this point, again, thank you to our partners. It is Stubborn Saddle from Germany, which has been giving an amazing prize with a saddle, regardless of your discipline, by the way. It can be dressage, it can be show jumping, it can be whatever you want. Then we have UVEX, thank you for that. We have breeches by Rider's Choice, and of course, wehorse. And I would like to remind you as well that we have the coupon code out. 33% discount on the wehorse yearly subscription, and it will grant you access not only to all the stuff that Ingrid has been producing with us in the past years. Also, our in total 5 participants and trainers and presenters of the wehorse Online Festival. So the British national coach Chris Bartle, then it has been Arian Aguilar, the originally Californian who now lives in Europe and Portugal. Then it is Anja Beran for classical dressage. It is Linda Tellington-Jones, of course, and Ingrid Klimke. Those are the ones that are part of our platform. Besides that, we have plenty more trainers. And if you wish, just check it out, www.wehorse.com. This is the place to go for you, the online riding academy. And we have been working for years with trainers like Ingrid Klimke, the riding master from Germany, Linda Tellington-Jones from Hawaii, and many, many more, as we are trying to bring Ingrid back in. Unfortunately, there has been a little disruption in the internet connection. And we came up with a solution, ladies and gentlemen. And this means we now got a connection with Ingrid Klimke. And that means that we will now drop her the messages and we will bring her right back in. Her daughter is having her graduation party, or actually her prom tonight. Maybe they blocked the internet. So let's see if we can bring her back on. So please stay tuned. We will try to manage that as soon as possible and have her back in the game. I know that many of you have been waiting quite some time to ask a personal question, and at this stage already, I do apologize. You know, we have been working with the entire team for almost 2 weeks now to make it happen, and fair to be said that the internet connection is indeed a problem that we are facing, because we're connecting people from all over the world, and internet connectivity around the globe indeed is sometimes a problem, but we hope to manage that. Our team is already on it, and I can already see the sweat drops on their faces, but it'll work. I'm very confident that it'll work, because Ingrid used to have a stable internet connection. Let's see where we end up, and let's see how we can actually manage this. So let's see how it goes. Our technical manager, Felix, now just received some information. Of course, we are being very transparent about that, because we are trying to get her back in. We have a video now that we want to show. Let's see where we are, just to show you a little more that we now are working our best to make this happen and to bring Ingrid back into the action. Let's check the questions. Let's check questions. So, exercises to help slow down your horse. Abigail, you have 21 votes. Let's see if we can bring this up. And then we have, what exercises do you do to strengthen your core muscles? That has received, now a little more than 20 votes. Exercises to slow down your horse. Of course, this also is something relevant. And then we see, what striding would the Cavaletti be best to set? Yeah, that is a big question. We have been talking with Ingrid about that. She has been recently actually recalibrating the way she sets the Cavalettis, and for that reason, that is actually something very, very special. And We have a video. I'm just hearing that we have a video, and let's put it on just to spend the time. And meanwhile, we will bring Ingrid back on. Let's see more of the philosophy of Ingrid Klimke.
All sorts of turns can be practiced with this setup. The fact that the jumps are low doesn't make any difference to begin with. The rider's seat, his actions, and above all his concentration are far more important. You always need to have the line you're going to ride figured out in your head beforehand, so look towards the next jump as you go over the preceding one to shift your weight to the correct stirrup at the right time, and always guide the horse with the outside rein. If you can ride such tight turns in training with such a controlled seat and such quiet hands, then you are well armed for the challenges of riding a course at a competition.
Okay, this is part of her philosophy, the Cavaletti-training, as she told us in her session, the presentation we had with her. And we see so many people from all over the world dropping in. And it's super cool to see we have people from South Africa. Leandy says, I will be tired in school tomorrow. Yeah, apologies for that. Still cool that it's still open or again open in South Africa. I also have family down there. So then we have Marion, we have Teresa, we have Jane. It has been a pleasure having you here. And yeah, we really try to make things happen here. Jenny, thank you. Thank you. And Heather, Linda, Magnus. Yeah, it has been really, really amazing to have you all on this this presentation. The team behind us of wehorse.com, the online riding academy, has been working ferociously in the past days to make things happen, and really try now to actually put the cherry on top now as we now progress to the end of the 2020 wehorse Online Festival. And as we already have seen with the reception that has been widespread internationally, potentially there could be another wehorse Online Festival. We will work on that. Maybe there is a winter edition of the wehorse Online Festival, and we are very confident to bring you more of top trainers from all around the world, Europe and North America. That has been the prime focus on this wehorse Online Festival, as we did it in the past 5 hours. And it's so cool to have so many people from all over the world in here, and we really appreciate it. Of course, you can see the replays, and now I'm hearing that we might have her back in. It says accepted and connecting. That is already a good sign.
Oh, we made it.
Ingrid, was it your daughter? Was it your daughter? Be honest.
No, my daughter helped me to get back on stage, and my friend here as well, because we are 3 girls.
The girls reign the world.
Yeah, all of us sweating, really hot in here.
Yeah.
So are there any questions?
We are on the final stretches, and this gave me opportunity already to present the winners of our raffle. So we have plenty of time, Ingrid, before you can go back to the party to answer questions.
Okay,
and here we go
I'm ready
with the first one. Abigail McDormand. And the question being is, how do I encourage my horse to carry himself properly? Ingrid, please.
So the important thing is that the hind legs are moving actively under the center of gravity with energy. So with this half horse, I've already explained before, what means you sink into the saddle, come with your leg, engage the hind legs, half horse sit, take a little, and the moment the hind legs are working under the center of gravity, you give again and pet him and tell him that's exactly how you step under the center of gravity. You have to have your horse really sensitive. So if he's not reacting, you come a little bit more and make sure there's a little wake-up call until he knows I have to really watch out and move properly on the right way.
Wonderful. I already feel the energy you actually gathered in the short break. So we are free to move to the next question. And that is from Clara. And we have other people also that commented on that. And this is a question now that considers the rider. What exercises do you do to stay fit and to strengthen your core muscles?
Core muscles means back muscles, tummy muscles.
Yeah,
it always works
muscle,
together.
yeah.
We said before that the horse hind end must work over the back into your hand, and your back muscles and your tummy muscles must be very strong and fit to swing in the movement of the horse. Either you ride like me between 8 or 10 horses in the morning with a big smile and always do the working phase, not the walking phase afterwards and bring them in the barn. Then you only need to do 2 more sessions a week to make sure that you work on your exercises to get a really strong back and have your body in top shape. I go twice a week to the gym. Half hour I work on my little weaknesses and half hour I work on my strengths. So not only fitness program for the horses, make sure you always start with yourself first. And if you want to become an event rider or are an event rider, it's even more important to know that with a very short stirrup, you must hold yourself up, not that in the last finish line, you can't hold up and have to sink into the saddle and your horse have to carry you home to the final line. So when we canter, I shorten even the stirrups 2 holes shorter than I normally do to make sure that my legs are burning afterwards.
So are you really in the gym doing the machines like butterfly and all those machines?
Yes, butterfly, use all the exercise, make a plank. Have you done a plank?
I think butterfly is this, right?
Have you done a plank? And then can you do the spider in the plank?
5 minutes?
Have you tried? Shall we show the spider? I would like to see you standing on the plank, and then your feet must come to your arms. Forward.
I'm afraid the internet is going to break down if I do it.
We have had this once.
So let's move on to the next question. And Emily is asking, and that is, I think, a wonderful question because, Ingrid, we have been talking about this recently. What strides or what distances would the Cavalettis be set at? So what is actually the distance between the Cavalettis for walk, trot, and canter?
Oh, very important, because you try in walk to keep the quality walk your horse has from nature. So you try to make it as long as you can without the horse getting insecure while he tries to reach it and can't get it. I always say around 1 meter. What means if you have a pony, for sure it's smaller. If you have a giant walker for a 9, maybe it's even a little bit wider. You can easily find this out if you have a scratched ground, nicely ground, so you can measure from the feet of your horse. I always like to do it with my feet or with a measurement, whatever. Then you know exactly the individual walk distance for your particular horse. In trot, I prefer the trot poles, the trot cavaletti on the circle line, because then you can leave it there for the whole morning without anybody need to set them wider or shorter, while with the big moving trot horse, the dressage, really energetic, swinging, big trot step, you stay out, and with the pony, you stay on the inside of that circle. When I do the Canter Cavaletti, the measurement is outside 3 meters, inside 2 meters, because what you want is, you want to collect the canter. You don't want a flat, open, long canter. You want a canter where the horse really has to jump under the center of gravity and has this uphill canter in the rhythm.
Wonderful. Let's move on. Sally Ann is asking about exercises to slow down your horse. Now we are in the field of too much energy again. If I have a very energetic horse, how can I slow the horse down? What are exercises to do this?
I really like to ride the figure of 8. Okay. I like the figure of 8. And what means? I put 2 cavaletti on an angle like this, like a V, like this, yeah. And then
should you show it again
like this. And you do the figure of 8 and always stay on the turning line. And if you do it, for example, on the short side, on the circle, so you always canter in the corner. So with the corner, you anyway slow the horse down while there's not enough room to run away. And in the big vault, in the turn, you always can give many half halts to say, wait, wait, whoa, rhythm, cavaletti, and another turn, whoa, wait, rhythm, stay with me, and always half halt. Half halt, half halt, half halt until you feel, oh, now he knows what I want.
Okay. I only knew this from this YMCA dance, but maybe I was mistaken.
I think we finished with it tonight.
So let's move on to the next questions. That is a question that has been asked throughout the day. And I think it's really important here. So how often do you work your dressage horses over cavaletti? What is your weekly mix? How do you jump over? Do you also jump with dressage horses every now and then over lower fences? How do you have a variety in training?
So my day, the horses week look with a very variety of exercises. What means? One day, all the horses have free. Free means on pasture, no bridle, no saddle, nothing. They are ready to roll, to run, to buck, whatever, to graze. They should be a horse. Next day is often the day after a workout where we lunch them over running reins, forward, downwards, over trot poles, and really like to try to open up the back from behind, round into the stretching. And often after this day, the horse is really loose and supple and you can start a new thing. We have the cavaletti the other 5 days, I would say 4 days minimum. I have them spread out in my arena and can use them whenever I need them. For example, walk pirouettes. So you have the collected walk over the cavaletti, walk pirouette, collected walk back over the cavaletti, walk pirouette. So this time it was a walk exercise. Next time, I want to work on the quality of canter. What means? Canter on the circle over 4 cavaletti, collect, smaller the circle, ride a little bit pirouette, go bigger, change rein, cavaletti again. So the pirouette in the combination with the Canter cavaletti makes it much more interesting and sensible for the horse to do it instead of just only pirouette around for nothing. So I always try to give the horse a little bit of a fun part with it. The dressage horses have their special dressage jumping session. It sometimes looks quite funny, especially new dressage horses who are coming. We have a jumping ride in our barn who say they all jump like coming out of the toaster in the beginning when they have never done it so often before, because maybe they don't have the scope and not the bascule like a good jumper, but they work over the back, they learn to look, to find a solution, and like a few bounds are very good to strengthen the back muscles. Don't jump them too high to frustrate them when they have not enough scope. So make it small and easy so they always have the feeling we are the heroes of the day.
Heroes of the day, that is a very good topic because we have the next question from Mary Ann. And she is wondering, and I'm very interested about your answer, what sort of groundwork do you suggest, or do you even do groundwork prior to riding your horse to make sure they are relaxed and listening to the aids?
Yes, it's very good if you have a education, because at the riding lesson or when I train a horse, I'm very clear what I want them to understand and how I want them to react. So if they're on the right way, pet them, okay. If they're not on the right way, I very quickly from the beginning try to explain them. This is a one-way street. If you keep going, you better listen. And the more groundwork, it starts with when I do a little bit of natural horsemanship with a nice trainer and always try to learn from these people a lot. Like I'm really fan of Linda Tellington-Jones. She was here in the session before because I had the opportunity to watch her with my father already. And then she came even to my barn a few years ago and taught me that I give the correct sign from the ground so the horse can listen and knows exactly what I want. I want the horse to always have the connection with me and listening to me. So when I stop, the horse must stop. When I go, the horse goes. And another trainer who was here today is Chris Bartle, and he was always telling me, your horse can feel a fly. So you as a rider have to be very sensitive and listen to the little signs the horse gives to you, and the horse must listen to the little signs I give to him. So it's a clear line in the barn that the horse has to stand still, no pawing, no running forward, backwards. When I mount them, stand means stand, and I'm the one who does the first walk step. And the same is trot, halt, trot means not walk into trot. So these little things start in the barn, in my natural horsemanship, and in the riding. It must be very clear to the horse that it's always this red line which they have to follow. With a smile for sure, because we want to be polite and we want to have a nice connection and enjoy the work together, but there are special rules.
Not only today we have a good smile, of course, smile on our faces. So now we have a question from Corinna M. And she is asking you, when do you start the Cavaletti work with a young horse? What is the age to start with?
I would say when they are around 4, because 3 years old, what the horses should be on the pasture, and really take it easy in the way of let them grow, give them enough time. And when they are 4 and you can ride them, walk, trot, canter on the straight line, you can start putting 1 Cavaletti on the straight line, and then 2, 3, 4, like we saw. And with the very young horses, what I like to do is take a schoolmaster in front of them, that they just follow and easy. They don't think there's anything special if the professor goes in front. On the circle line, you start when you are able to really ride the circle proper, a proper round circle. No wobbling, no corners. You must be able to have the horse between your legs, into your hand, and really be on the very straight line.
Wonderful. Yeah, it has been a pleasure having you, Ingrid, on our WeHorse Online Festival with this session. And I think we coped quite well with the internet connection problems. Now it's time for you to go out to the party in your garden, because your daughter Greta is having a little party today. That is correct, eh?
Yes, because she has a wonderful finishing of school with great
High school
results,
graduation.
and made me very proud.
So congratulations to you as well. Yeah, that was the 2020 wehorse Online Festival, the great premiere. I hoped you guys that joined in had as much fun as we had. I would like to thank our entire team behind the curtain that has been working ferociously in the past days to make things happen. And of course, every one of you receives an email with the coupon code, with links to the replay. So 33% on our yearly subscription of wehorse.com. No more questions. Ingrid, thank you much. And from all of us here at wehorse.com, from wherever you are, we have people from all over the world. A good evening, a good day, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.